Hi everybody, Steve from Steve's Makerspace, and today we are in TechBlox for the first time on the channel. And TechBlox just came out with thrusters and a stabilizer. They have some sensors, so I decided to make a hovercraft, and I also made this motorcycle, which I think is the first motorcycle in TechBlox. It's not great, but it sort of works. So more about this coming up. I'm pretty happy with how the hovercraft came out, and it's challenged me to learn how to do drift racing, which I have never done before. It's been fun though. I'm enjoying learning how to do drift racing. Turn. Okay, here we go. There we go. I do have, if you see in the very front, that circle thing in front of my character is a stabilizer, and the stabilizer is helping with angular stabilization. It also helps with some linear stabilization if I am not going forward, or if I'm in the process of turning, it also turns on the linear stabilization. So that means I slow down when I go around turns. What I really wanted to slow down was my side-to-side motion, but I'm not able to only do my side-to-side motion slowing down, unfortunately. That is not in the game yet. I hope they will add that to where you can stabilize in only one direction, but not so far. You'll notice there are some sensors. That disc with the red, looks like a laser coming out of it, that is a sensor that's detecting the ground and then making the thrusters that are around it go off. I also have some sensors along the side here which are detecting the wall, and then these side thrusters go on if it detects the wall. So you see that. So that's keeping me away from the wall, or keeping me from getting stuck against the wall at least. You'll see in the center I've got some mini thrusters that I'm using for reverse. If I pause, a couple of the thrusters in the front will stop going, and that's because if I had all of the thrusters going, it would start to lift off the ground and go backwards. The other thing, if I get out of my seat, it stops all of the thrusters. So those are connected to whether I'm in the seat or not. So this is my motorcycle. I am sort of happy with it. It's could be better, but I think it's the first motorcycle made in TechBlox, so that's got to count for something. It's difficult to drive. It does want to sway back and forth a lot. So I got a couple of, whoa. So let me show you a few features of it. First, I'm using right and left mouse clicks to lean it, using thrusters in the front. And then it's got these sensors along the side. So this sensor is detecting the ground, and if it detects the ground, then these thrusters right here in the back go off. So if I lean to the side, you'll see that those thrusters put me back upright. Also, when I lean to the side, the sensor, you'll notice, pops up a little bit so that it's not detecting quite as much of the ground, because I don't want the thrusters to be fighting each other too much. The thing on the front and back are stabilizers. Those are just stabilizing angular momentum, trying to keep it from swaying too much back and forth. And it's got 8 go-kart engines. I did try to put just a really big engine on it, and it went really slow. I don't know why, but the only way I could get some really good speed was by stacking go-kart engines. So I will try to put both of these creations on my Discord and also on the TechBlox Discord, but it's kind of hard to share stuff in this game at the moment. There's no workshop, so I'll do my best to figure out how to post that. And if you want to try to make an improvement on this motorcycle, you are welcome to. Of course, if you use most of it and just do some tweaks, please give me credit. So let's go into build mode and take a look at each of these creations in a bit more detail. So let's point out a few features on the hovercraft. This down here is a distance sensor, and I've got it set to 30 max distance. Now that seems odd because I'm only hovering a couple of feet above the ground. But what happens is if I set this to very low, like 4 or 5, it basically is stuck on the ground and the thrusters barely move. Apparently the signal coming out of this gets stronger as you get more within the distance that you've set it. So if I set this to 30 and I'm really close, then it's going to give a lot more thrust. Whereas if I set it to only like 5 and I was within 5, it would only give me a little thrust. So that's why I've got it set so high. And I've actually got the sensor up here set to 50. These on the side I've got set to 30. These just go straight to these thrusters, so nothing weird there. But these thrusters are a little more complicated. So you can see this thruster is coming from this AND gate, and that AND gate is coming from the seat. So it only goes off if you're in the seat, and it's coming from this sensor right here. So if the sensor is detecting the ground and your character is in the seat, then both of those are true, then this thruster is going to go off. For going forwards and backwards, I am using W and S, but you can see those are together here, and so I needed to figure out how to get these thrusters to go on if I'm hitting S, because this thruster only takes a positive input. So how does that work? Well, so if we look at this thruster, it is coming from here, which is an inverter math block. When you hit S, you're sending a negative signal, but this only takes a positive signal. So I'm inverting it so that the negative becomes positive, and then it goes to here. This thruster is just taking a regular positive signal from the forward, so nothing special about that one. Then we have this. So this is our stabilizer, and I'm stabilizing 20 linear strength and 75 angular strength. Now the angular strength is on all the time. I don't need to do anything special with that. But the linear strength is only on when there's something going to it here. And there's two things going to it. So you remember I said I want the linear strength to be on if I'm not moving forward or if I'm turning. If I'm turning, that's left and right, A and D. Left, A is going to send a negative signal, but I can't send a negative signal to this thing, so I need to send it through the absolute. If it's a -1 or +1, then a +1 is going to come out of this and go to here. So whether I'm turning left or right, then this is going to get a +1 to slow the linear movement. Also, this is a NOT gate, so this is also going here. So this is coming from the forward backwards. So that's saying if I'm not getting forward movement, then send a 1 here. And so if I'm not moving forward, then I'm going to get stabilization in the linear direction. And I don't really care about getting stabilization if I'm going backwards. That's not really an issue. So that's basically it. There is a couple other little pieces here, but that was just tweaking some stuff. I don't need to show you that. So some features about the motorcycle. Most of it is pretty standard. This doesn't actually get any input. It's just got 0 linear strength and all the angular strength I can manage. I've got these distance sensors set to 10, and then that goes to this thruster here. So if it detects the ground on this side, then this thruster tries to put it upright, and this one as well. This servo hinge is coming from this NOT gate. The NOT gate is coming from left mouse button. So as long as I'm not pressing left mouse button, this is going to tilt downward. And if I do press left mouse button, then this will stop tilting downward and point out straight out. And then this is basically the same thing, but for this side. And then this is coming from left mouse button and right mouse button. I've got a steering angle of 17 in the front. I'm using a hatchback wheel rig, but I'm using a sedan wide profile tire. So I think that's about it to explain about this. This turned out to be a lot simpler than the Hovercraft, though I spent a long time tweaking both of these creations. So that's going to do it for today. If you want to see more of me doing stuff in TechBlox, let me know, and let me know what you want to see. Any kind of comments are always welcome. If you liked the video, give it a like, consider subscribing to the channel, ring the bell for notifications. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye now. Steve's Makerspace.